Let's talk about one of the best sporting events that's taken place in years, though, to kick the show off. How phenomenal was the theater yesterday? How great was that hockey game? The United States of America winning gold for the first time since 1980. It took an incredible goaltender performance. It took overtime. But in the end, it was the USA, thanks to a game-winning goal from Jack Hughes, skating past Canada.
Up behind the net. And it's Werenski. Now Jack Hughes puts it around McCarr. United States with numbers. Back across it comes. Jack Hughes wins it. The golden goal for the United States. For the first time since the 1980 miracle, the United States takes the gold. Jack Hughes beating Jordan Bennington.
Riveting television, jaw-dropping sports. That was as good as it gets as far as I'm concerned. That is why we do this. That is why we love these games. All-timer, remember where you were type day.
Connor Hellebuck announces a run for name that office. He gets my vote. He decides that he's going to own a company. I will patronize that company. Connor Hellebuck walks into a bar and he never pays for a drink again. That is an American hero. When he walks into the room, John Woo style, there should be two eagles that clear a path, move aside, the Prince of Zamunda, a.k.a. the Golden Goalie, who made one of the greatest saves I have ever seen in the history of mankind, in any sport, is here. There's your hero. Now you got a team of heroes that stole the joy from a snooty, condescending, high horse, this is our thing, and you upstarts don't belong here with us. Canada was the better team, probably should have won the game. That ain't how they keep the score. Thanks so much. Appreciate you stopping by. 4 years, we're the Olympic champions.
It did feel a little bit like some of those Caps playoff games.
Oh, yeah, I've been on the other side of that one.
Where they outshoot and outplay, and the meter of who should win. There's actually a hockey analytics site that has a deserve to win a meter. And I'll never forget, I brought that up to Bruce Boudreau one time, and I thought he was going to kick me in the shin.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, the Caps actually right now are 60-40 on the deserve to win a meter. And he's like, the what?
The what?
He's like, never talk to me again. Right? Like, leave me alone.
Points to the producer, goes, not him, not anymore.
I'd imagine that Canada, on the deserve to win a meter, probably won that game 65%.
Oh, yeah.
70% of the time.
At least.
But they got Hellebucked. Yaroslav Halakt.
Yeah, I've been there,
and
dude.
it happened to be Connor Hellebuck yesterday. But the boys just kept skating. They did everything they could, every step of the way, to hang with Canada. And they're just not quite as talented as the Canadians at any position. That's why when it went to overtime, I said to my wife, I looked over and I'm like, this is bad. I hate the 3-on-3 OT thing in a medal round anyway. I don't care if it's America playing or not. I think it's stupid. But I said the 3-on-3 wide open ice does not favor the United States of America in any way because their skill's going to be obvious. Whoopsie daisy. Get knocked off a puck there, Nathan MacKinnon. What a feed to set up that game-winning goal.
Oh,
what a
perfect.
Great moment for the United States of America.
Well, I would say, I mean, you're more schooled in this than I am. But do you think that non-Hellebuck division, 5 best skaters on the ice were Canadian? Right? Top 5 players?
You mean in the game?
In the game.
That's possible, yeah. I mean, certainly if you're just ranking them where they rank in the world, I would say yes.
And that's kind of my point, is there are very few times where if you were drafting a team, if you were picking a group, that you're choosing sides at the playground, so to speak. I know it's hockey, but it's different, where you would choose the American and over his equivalent Canadian. Like the first right wing in the game is a Canadian. The first center in the game is a Canadian. The first left wing is a Canadian. You got to go all the way down, but that's the equalizer. It's like a great pitcher in baseball. Cool lineup. I have a buzzsaw. Cool stick handling. Cool offensive capabilities. Hellebuck, man. Hellebuck.
Zach Werenski winning that puck from McKinnon.
Yeah,
I'm
bowling
not
a little
really
bit.
sure what Nathan MacKinnon was doing, but he just kind of knocks him off the puck, wants it more, throws a great pass, and then Hughes scores. He said he didn't know in real time that he had actually gotten the puck into the net until he saw, I think it was Eichel, celebrating. And then he's like, okay, I guess I scored.
I guess I did it.
I felt the same way. Like, I saw arms in the air, but I didn't know where the puck had gone.
I didn't either. So
because you couldn't see it clean go into the net because it went 5-hole.
It reminded me of Kuzi's goal against Pittsburgh.
A little bit, yeah.
Where there's a 1 count. Everybody behind the net knows. The goalie knows.
Yep.
And Kuzi knew.
The goalie's hanging his head in shame.
And I'll never forget, my good buddy Ramsey goes, he saved it. And then after a one count, as soon as I saw the heads go down, I go, no, he didn't. And that's when, the euphoria happens, and it was one of the great moments in sporting in my life. And that's this one yesterday, right up there.
If anybody knows Jordan Bennington's story or that guy's deal, the fact that he was in net and beaten with that goal by the United States of America to win gold makes it that much sweeter. He just seems like such a donk. But 5-hole, Hughes wins, and he and his teammates go celebrate, and they've been on a bender since. The videos that have come out from the Olympic Village and then the trip back so far have already been amazing. I saw they're going to be at some club in Miami tonight. I'm kind of glad none of the Capitals were on the U.S. team and are doing whatever this is. They may or may not be going to the State of the Union tomorrow, I saw. Like, this party is just raging. It's like post-Stanley Cup stuff.
Yeah.
But, oh, by the way, there's an NHL hockey game to be played for a lot of these guys on Wednesday night when the league resumes. And in the meantime, they're just going on an off-season-esque Hall of Fame bender where I saw Eichel. No, you know who it was? It was Dylan Larkin. Dylan Larkin of Detroit Red Wings fame had Mike Eruzione, who scored the game-winning goal for the 1980 American team,
46
on
years,
his shoulders, just jumping up and down at some bar somewhere in Italy. But the celebration's just been iconic. We've been on such a hockey kick, and this is the beauty of this thing.
Yeah.
My kids were screaming and chanting USA and waving flags and stuff in the living room. As soon as the game ends, my son wants to watch Mighty Ducks. So we've watched D1 and D3. We'd already watched D2 recently, but we watched those two since. I watched Miracle last night because I'd watched the first half of it the night before and fell asleep. So I finished Miracle. It has just been a hockey weekend. So good for the sport, though. And you wonder, you see some of these videos coming out. Have you seen these youth hockey videos? I'm getting chills thinking about this.
Some of our dear friends who live east of here in Maryland, their kids had a youth hockey game, and they didn't start the game because this game's in overtime. Both teams are sitting there. The wife took a great video of it, and they're all sitting there before their game's supposed to start. No one's starting it. They're watching on the big board, and before these kids play each other, they're hugging and jumping up and down, losing their minds. And I'm not crying. There is a severe weather system below my eyebrows. That's what happened.
Wow, that's really cool.
It's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Well, the videos that I've seen trickling out all over the internet are actual games that are being played that did start. And kids the game stops, and both teams come out onto the ice to celebrate, and they're stick tapping, and they're hugging as if they just won the gold medal. But these are just youth hockey players in the United States. And if you're a kid who loves hockey enough to be playing, you'd imagine they're watching NHL hockey, and they idolize some of these guys. But those videos are just amazing. You got the interview of Jack Hughes. I thought this was an all-time post-game interview. Hughes, so graceful on the mic in one of the most emotional moments of his life with Catherine Tappan on NBC.
Jack, the first gold medal for the United States in 46 years, and you delivered it. Can you just describe the emotions of this moment right now?
This is all about our country right now. I love the USA. I love my teammates. It's unbelievable. The USA Hockey Brotherhood is so strong, and we have so much support from ex-players. I'm so proud to be American today.
This was such an incredible game to grind out. I mean, you're bleeding right through it just looking at you right now. Can you just talk about how difficult this gold medal was to win?
Unbelievable game by Hellebuck. He was our best player tonight by a mile. Unbelievable game. Unreal game by our team. That's just a ballsy, gutsy win. That's American hockey right there. That's a great Canadian team, but we're USA. We're so proud to be Americans. Tonight was all for the country.
What does this gold medal mean to USA Hockey?
It's everything. Like I said, the USA Hockey Brotherhood means so much. Look at these guys. We're such a team. We've been together for 2 weeks. We're such a team. The USA Hockey Brotherhood is so strong, and we're so proud to win for our country.
Jack, the gold medal's coming home, and you're about to watch the American flag go up to the rafters and hear the national anthem. How many times did you dream that up?
I can't even believe this. I mean, it's such an unbelievable game. USA-Canada, that's such a good game. They have so many great players. We're a great team. That's exactly how we wanted to go. We wanted to go through Canada and beat them, and it could have went either way tonight, but that's an unbelievable win for the Americans.
Sorry.
The Brotherhood bell.
Sorry about all that.
That's my kind of brotherhood.
Sorry.
There. The other Brotherhood? This is my kind of brotherhood.
One where you're missing a tooth and still got some blood, some residue. That
what a
one.
Sport, by the way. He has his front chiclets knocked out.
This is the great win for the faith.
All I want for Christmas is a gold medal.
How about it?
He has his Teeth knocked out earlier on a high stick, late third period, which, by the way, led to an opportunity for the Americans.
Yeah.
He then takes a penalty in a game in which they had to survive a 5-on-3. At the end of the game, he's sitting in the box thinking he's going to be the guy that cost them their chance at the gold medal. They kill off the penalty, they go to overtime, and he eventually scores. So when I'm watching that interview, as I was listening to it right there, and hopefully some of you had some of those same emotions, that's why we used some of our real estate today to play that clip. But it took everything I had not to cry, just watching him be so excited. And by the way, he looks like a guy from the movie Miracle.
Yeah.
He just looks like he's from 1980.
Right.
You know, with the long hair.
He's skating with OC.
Yeah, he looks like
yeah.
any of those dudes who's on a Ruzioni's line. So I'm just in my feels watching that. But I've got to say, I cried like a baby, sobbed when they brought out Johnny Gaudreau's kids to celebrate as a team.
Yep.
And I'm going to get emotional again.
Uh-huh.
If you're a parent and you can watch that without crying, God bless you. I got nothing in common with you. Now, if you're not a parent, that's also probably pretty emotional. This guy on the
You're
eve
aware of parents.
of
Yeah.
his sister's wedding was biking with his brother, and they were run down. They were run over by an alleged or an assumed at the time drunk driver. I don't remember all the details that came out after. And they were killed. And this guy would have been on this American team, and he came up with so many of these guys, and he's best buddies with a bunch of these guys. And so everywhere they have been, they have had his sweater, and they're skating him around, and he's on the bench with them. Hanging on the hanger is his jersey and all of these games. And then as they're celebrating, Larkin, and I think it was Werenski, but two of the guys go over and skate to his family and bring his two children, one of whom the wife was pregnant with at the time of his death, to bring them out on ice so that they could celebrate and be in the team picture with the United States of America.
Okay.
And as they did that, as they're sitting on ice with those kids, I mean, I have not felt that way about anything. I've seen a movie with the perfect score underneath, a game in a long, long time. That is sports at its absolute freaking best.
100%. 100%. Because it sounds so cliche. It sounds so greeting card. A championship in a regular sport, in a regular season, it's hard to get. You bring a team together, you got to get good fortune, good health, great plays, clutch moments. You come from behind a million times. Look at the Capitals, trailed in every series. Look at the Nationals, trailed in pretty much every game, every series, came back except for the Cardinal series where they put belt to buttocks. But it takes miracle after miracle after miracle to get there. And those are awesome. Those are fun. It's incredible. Those are unbelievable memories. Sometimes we recognize that sports is more. That's a more.
That's more.
That's a more situation.
All the more,
right?
By the way.
Where, and I saw this forever ago. Some dear friends of mine she's the wife was born and raised in France. They got married in France. We happened to be there at the same time as the World Cup. And France went on this unbelievable run to get to the finals of the World Cup. They ended up losing. But the whole country, the nation, is pouring out onto the streets after every one of these games and these results. And you can't believe it. It's like your college wins the national championship, but the country. Your pro football team, you're going to the parade. That's awesome. You're a Seahawks fan today, but it's the country. And you're so jealous and you want to get caught up in those kinds of moments. You add that. You add the tragedy. You add the togetherness. You add the overcoming the odds. And a whole country sitting there clapping like seals and bawling at the tremendous achievement. At the end of the day, a bunch of guys wearing the same jersey chased a little orb around on the ice. Did it really make a difference?
It's bigger than that.
You're damn right it did. It was unbelievable.
You've already heard from 24-year-old Jack Hughes from Orlando, Florida. What about Jack Eichel, who is the 29-year-old from North Chelmsford, Massachusetts, who after the game had a hard time keeping his emotions in check?
Jack Eichel, congratulations. You're an Olympic gold medalist. They say never to ask how someone feels, but that's really all I want to know is how it feels.
It's hard to put into words. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm just really proud. Proud of the group. I'm emotional. It just means a lot, you know?
I do know, because I talked to you when you were trying to have control over your own medical decisions. You hadn't won a cup yet. If you could go back and talk to that Jack that went through all of that, like, what would you tell him?
Geez, I don't know. Just stick with it. I mean, so many good people behind me that helped me, and just means the world to be here, you know. It's tough to get it out right now. Just take a lot of pride, and that group of guys, just really unselfish, came together, and yeah, it's just, I'm sorry, I'm emotional.
It's understandable.
You think that meant something to him?
Yeah.
I was talking about this when we were talking about Tom Wilson throughout this tournament, and I kept bringing up, having buddies in the organization that have talked about for Logan Thompson, for Tom Wilson, how desperately they wanted to be on this team. It was a lifetime goal, a crowning achievement moment for Tom Wilson to make Team Canada. By the way, he got a lot of love on the broadcast yesterday.
Yes, he did, yeah.
Before overtime and after the third period, here are all the best players on the planet playing in this game, and it's Wilson that they're accentuating for his performance, which was music to the ears. But he'll have to take his silver medal and fly home and get ready for the Flyers on Wednesday with Team Canada. But it's just hard to imagine a sporting event meeting that anytime soon. I don't remember the last time I watched something, and forget the scene afterwards with the Gaudreau family and all the stuff, as you said, that was larger than sports, and the ties between the United States of America and Canada and the Olympics and the stage and all that. I mean, just the quality of the game. For people that don't really care about hockey, I saw a lot of people saying, not really a hockey guy an hour ago. Now I'm ready to fight somebody on behalf of
Right.
Jack Eichel.
Yeah, now my
or
last
whatever.
name is Kachuk.